Hello everyone and welcome back to Brotato. I am Duke Silver. Today we're going to be checking out the Generalist for this Danger 5 run. And so the Generalist is a pretty straightforward potato. We're going to get +2 melee damage for every 1 range damage, and +1 range damage for every 2 melee damage. And you have to equip 3 melee weapons and 3 ranged weapons. So yeah, we're going to have to come up with a build that that is good with, I mean, you have to have a half melee and half range build, of course. And yeah, I mean, all your flat damage is basically enhanced. Like it's just a lot more valuable. So what we're gonna do for this run is we're gonna try out ghost weapons. We're gonna get the ghost axe and the ghost scepter. I mean, it's gonna give us 6 ethereal. It's gonna give us some extra dodge. We lose armor, but the percentage damage we get from the ghost axe should be a really good complement for the flat damage that we're gonna be stacking for both melee and ranged. And I mean, the Ghost Scepter just completes our set bonus, as well as I mean, it's nice to stack health, especially when we have negative armor and we need to be have a little bit more of a health pool to be able to take a hit. But yeah, so let's get into it. We're gonna go Ghost Axe, and it's gonna be Danger 5, of course. Here we go. So yeah, we're gonna want to invest heavily in flat damage, and the percentage damage that we scale with our Ghost Axe is hopefully going to be able to complement that quite a bit. Yeah, and also I think Ghost Axe is a pretty solid melee weapon just in general. We get to take a little bit of HP regen early. We take a coupon first, which I think is a mistake. Generally, I like to aggressively roll for weapons in the first few waves, and yeah, I think I just bought that just by instinct. And yeah, we're gonna combine our ghost weapons, of course, early, just to try and get the scaling going quicker. Because of course, upgraded ghost weapons have every upgrade I think reduces the scaling amount by 2, as in you have to get 2 less enemies to get the stat out of it. All right, we upgraded our axe now, so we've only got 2 weapons, but the fact that they're both upgraded means our scaling's gonna. Again, our scaling is going to benefit, even if it makes us a little bit weaker. But I mean, the damage we're doing from upgraded weapons is also fine. And again, the Ghost Axe I think has a decent swing, so it's very easy to hit multiple enemies with. So it gives you it gives us some game against crowds of enemies, anyways, even with a low weapon count. Get another Ghost Scepter there, and there's another Ghost Axe. And yeah, we're gonna lock this last Ghost Scepter and this coupon. I mean, we get the most value out of it the earlier we buy it. So buying coupon first thing is not the worst thing ever, but generally you want to buy weapons first. You just want to buy weapons for the first couple waves, just to get up to 6 and get your damage rolling, so you can fight off waves and then start investing in your econ. We get a little bit of harvesting. We get some attack speed there, which is going to help us for our scaling. We're not going to bother with the boxing glove here. We don't really need to invest in knockback too much. We locked a hedgehog there, and of all the common sort of filler items, I like to call them, I think hedgehog is pretty far and away the best one, just because it gives both melee and range damage as and yeah, since both those stats are enhanced by our potato power, yeah, it's just a very, very valuable item. You just get a lot of bang for your buck for it, compared to most of these again common. I like to call them common filler items. Then we get some more melee damage with the steroids there. We're gonna take some life steal. We get a level 2 scepter, so that's very fortunate, and we're gonna pick up piggy bank. And I've said in other videos, you'll see me pick piggy bank up a lot. Whether we use it or not in this run remains to be seen, but in general, I think piggy bank is an incredibly abusable item. I think it's worse with the ghost weapons though, just because you want to be constantly upgrading your weapons, and you want to be able, and especially with Generalist as well, we want to be just constantly buying damage. So I don't know how many waves we can take off just to gain money. Again, but mostly to upgrade. Mostly we want to just be constantly upgrading weapons. Getting through waves pretty handily there. Some HP regen. All right, we skipped over the metal, which is a very good stat item. So I mean, it's possible I should have locked it there. Again, we're just trying to pick up like little bits of melee and range damage here, but I mean the 1 range damage for negative range just didn't seem worth it. But I know you'll see me kind of buying the sort of like melee and range damage filler items that of course don't reduce other melee and ranged stats. So like I won't take like mastery, which gives you 6 melee but reduces 3 range. That's just like a very bad investment. And yeah, I apologize if like the shops are going a little bit fast. I was playing with controller, and so like it's a little easier to just like kind of go through real fast, and then yeah, I record my commentary over top of the old footage. We get a nice little shop here with a level 3 axe as well. It's gonna give us a couple level 3 axes next turn. But yeah, that's why I can't really like call out every single item I buy. In the future, I'll try and like when I do more Brotato content in the future, after I've kind of gone through all my first D5 clears and whatnot, then I'll try and make the shops a little bit slower. Like I'll try and use the mouse during shops just so I can point to what I'm taking, and then I'll be able to talk about it a little bit easier. So again, just wanted to say that. I know there's at least one or a couple people that have had a hard time kind of following along with what I'm taking. So I'm trying to give just like a general outline of how the build's coming together without mentioning every single item. But again, I'm always very open to feedback, so definitely let me know if you can think of anything that would make the viewing experience better for this Brotato content. Alright, here's wave 9. Wave 9 is, I mean, in general, it's like the best wave just because you get a ton of money from it, and it's also kind of the bridge between the early game and the late game where you get kind of a difficulty spike, wave 10 forward. But also with the ghost weapons, it's just like an incredible farming wave. As yeah, it's very easy to take out a lot of enemies in this wave and get a ton of scaling. Take a couple hits there, so drop down to half health, but we end up surviving with a decent amount of health. We definitely want to be getting a decent amount of like HP regen, just because like armor is going to be a little bit harder to dig out because we have negative from the ghost weapons. There's a tardigrade, which to be honest I probably should take, but I end up not taking it. Tardigrade, I mean, especially since I took this Triangle of Power, I think Tardigrade works really well with that. I mean, it negates 1 instance of damage, so combining that with our dodge, it's just like it gives us a lot of chances to be able to keep our percentage damage from the Triangle of Power, as well as just keep our health up with the negative armor, of course. There's another Ghost Axe there. Yeah, we're kind of sailing with weapons here. We're getting a lot. We got to a level 4 scepter and a level 4 axe already on wave 10, which I think is very good. So yeah, wave 10 again. Wave 10 is like kind of a difficulty spike, so we struggle a little bit just because like the charging enemies like kind of come through the smaller enemies, and it's a little bit harder to focus on them before they actually get their charge off. So they're basically guaranteed to come through and get an attack off on you, which again is kind of the difficulty spike there. We get swarmed a bit, but health stays nice and high. Our damage isn't quite phenomenal yet, but it is starting to get there. And now we've got 2 level 4 ghost axes. We want to find more. There's another level 2 ghost scepter, so we're getting very fortunate with weapons here. We haven't been able to make use of our piggy bank though, unfortunately. But again, I didn't think we were really going to be able to get a lot of value out of it. But I mean, when I see it that early, it's really hard to not take the piggy bank. But this is actually one of the earlier D5 runs that I did. So like I think I've learned a lot about the game since this was finished, or since this was recorded. So yeah, there's definitely I wouldn't make like every single decision again here, as I'm kind of pointing out, with like not taking the tardigrade I think the piggy bank was maybe a waste of a pickup just on this run specifically. Don't get me wrong, piggy bank again, very busted item, but on this run a little bit awkward, and we're kind of showing that. All right, now we're gonna get our rip and tear here, which is fantastic, a really excellent pickup. Also, the small magazine is gonna give us some range damage. Scope gives us some range damage as well. So rip and tear is gonna give us I think it's 50% chance for an enemy to explode when it dies, dealing damage in an area that scales with our melee damage, and that damage is also affected by our percentage damage, of course. So we're going to be able to start getting some very large explosions from our rip and tear and our wave clear. It just increases our wave clear by a huge amount. All right, I don't think we're going to be able to take down the elite here. We just can't really get to it and focus on it. We're still a little bit squishy. We have a decent health pool, but the fact that we have negative armor means any hit we take is just a little bit too big for us to really get in there and mix it up with the elite. Our damage is not bad, but yeah, not quite where it needs to be for us to kind of cut through all the enemies and get to the elite. Alright, we get to combine, so now we've got 2 level 4 of each of our ghost weapons, which is fantastic. Alright, and there's handcuffs. We're almost at 100 HP, so I think it's worth it to take it. The fact that we get 8 ranged and 8 melee damage out of it means, I mean, it ends up being like 12 of each, basically, which is just a huge damage spike for us. And yeah, our percentage damage is reasonable now. You can see some of our hits are doing well over 100 damage. Between 70 and 100 is what our hits are doing here. Or sorry, 170, sorry. But yeah, but now that we have the handcuffs, we can't get any more max HP. So we're gonna try and transition out of our ghost scepters. We take a ton of damage right there. Things get very hectic. We drop down to 2, and we do manage to break free though, and get some of our health back with a couple consumables, but things get very sketchy for a moment there, but we do manage to survive the wave. And there's an Estes couch, which we've got no bonus to our speed right now, so it's going to drop our speed by 15%, but it's going to give us a ton of HP regen for all the negative speed. So we did get slow, but Estes couch is just like, the amount of regen we get is definitely worth the speed loss here. And yeah, with our decent health pool, like 94 is not incredible, then this regen is really going to be good for us, because we'll be able to take a hit and then basically try and regen it back. We can take a hit and then try and break free of danger and then regen it back is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, now we need to transition out of these ghost scepters, because we really do not need the max health scaling anymore, but we need to find some reasonable ranged weapons to transition into. We didn't find any in that shop, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, most of the weapons that we see, we have 6 ghost weapons, so we're tagged to basically see a lot of ghost weapons more frequently. But like other weapons will show up, we just have to kind of wait and find them basically. But once we start finding other weapons, then we'll basically be tagged for other kinds of weapons as well, and be able to find them easier. We just need to get that initial one. And SMG is a pretty good one. Also, we get a second rip and tear, which is fantastic. We didn't take the SMG, which is very surprising to me in hindsight, because again, like, we've got really good range damage, so SMG would be a fantastic transition there. I think that was just a oversight by me at this point. All right, we locked a padding there for some reason. It does lower speed, but I mean, we have handcuffs, so maybe at this point I didn't realize that that handcuffs had handcuffed my HP, or just like had kind of glossed over it. That could also be why I missed the SMG at the time. But we do have the piggy bank, so piggy bank plus padding is an okay combo, but we don't have the materials for it. So I think this padding lock was actually a pretty big mistake. And you can see how much work this double rip and tear is doing now. You can see these explosions just knocking out huge chunks of enemies all at one time. It kind of ruins our scaling a little bit, just because I mean it's not counting towards our ethereal weapons, but I mean our wave clear is just fantastic. Now we took the padding. Oh, I think I just needed the negative speed to unlock an achievement. I think on this run I actually unlocked streamer by getting to negative 20 speed, I believe. So we took that just to get there. All right, now we're gonna transition into guns. So we're gonna take a shotgun here. It's a fine off ramp as well. I mean, I think the SMG would have been just as good earlier, but again, I think I just didn't recognize that it would be worth taking there. You can see how slow our movement is, but I mean, again, the amount of regen that we have is just absurd thanks to this Estes couch. The padding, I don't think we're not gonna like hoard materials to try and get HP. Of course, I mean, padding, it doesn't do anything for us. We literally took that item just to get negative 5 speed, just to get the achievement. So yeah, I guess this is a successful run in more ways than one, really. I mean, obviously, like, I'm posting it, so it was a successful Danger 5 run, as well as yeah, we got the unlock for streamer on this run. Even though there's stuff that I would change, we take the banner there for some extra attack speed. Now that we've got like pretty good damage going, attack speed is going to be incredibly potent. Every point of attack speed is just going to increase our DPS by a lot. We ended up taking an Alien Eyes. We passed a few earlier, so like investing in it now maybe doesn't make sense, but the projectiles do scale on range damage, so they are going to do a decent amount of damage. And it's got 90. It scales up max HP, which is always going to be at 94. But again, the percentage damage does add to that, so they still do an okay amount of damage. And it just adds to our wave clear and overall damage. Yeah, you can see our regen, how good our regen is, and our damage is now just fantastic, because we make relatively short work of that elite. Knock it down, and we take the legendary chest there, or crate. And yeah, the rest of the wave is kind of a cakewalk. You can see our damage just clearing the wave like nothing. Okay, we get a big arms, which is going to give us a ton of damage there. Vigilante ring is a little bit too late, so we're not going to bother with that. We still need to get rid of 2 of these ghost scepters, unfortunately, and like I probably should have just taken the base guns and just gotten rid of them just to get out of them. But I mean, they're still probably doing more damage than like a level 1 pistol or shotgun. But we're not making any use of these of the max HP we keep gaining. So we've got a ton of max HP over our cap, just kind of doing nothing, which is a little bit awkward, a little bit unfortunate. But again, even with all these mistakes and kind of missteps, we're still very, very powerful. As you can see on wave 19, we're having no trouble taking enemies out here. We keep the map very, very clear, instantly deleting even the large enemies. Critting for 500 there. All right, wave 20 is next. Okay, we found a level 3 SMG that we can replace one of these scepters with, which is great. And there's a rocket launcher. And yeah, we're gonna sell the other ghost scepter for the rocket launcher. And oh, sorry, that was wave 18. I thought that was wave 19. We're on wave 19 now. So yeah, we're gonna lock that shotgun for next turn. But yeah, now we've got a couple decent ranged weapons, they're going to be doing a lot more damage than the ghost scepter anyhow. Again, just increasing our wave clear even more. I mean, with our double rip and tear and just the absurd amount of melee plus percentage damage that we have right now. I mean, it's not like absurd, but it's very, very good. You can see doing well over 200 damage in most spots. It's hard to tell exactly which projectiles are coming from what, so. But but you can kind of get an average of like what kind of damage you're doing just by watching watching numbers and seeing the most frequent ones that pop up, and yeah, most of them well over 200 there. Take a little bit of armor. We get back to armor parity now, so we're at 0 armor rather than at negative, because we lost a bunch of or we lost 3 of our ethereal weapons, so that dropped our dodge bonus, but also brought our armor up because it does give negative armor. And yeah, here we go on the bosses. And again, our damage is very good. Like, it's mostly in wave clear, but I think our single target damage should be pretty strong, especially if we can just keep hitting them with our ghost axes here. Estes couch, making it so that we're allowed, or we're able to stay right with the bosses here. We take one out pretty efficiently. We take the other one out, and yeah, that's it. Just over 30 seconds to take out the bosses. So yeah, our damage was quite good at the end there. Again, this is a little bit of a mess, but this is the first Danger 5 clear that I got with this one, and I mean, that's what these are. These are just like my first Danger 5 clears with each of them. I think after I'm done posting them, I'll probably do try and do more like specialized like fun builds and whatnot. But yeah, this is the build that I got there with. So and I'd also be unlocked streamer with this one. So yeah, definitely let me know if you have any comments. I respond to every comment, and I like hearing from everybody. Let me know if there are other decisions you would make if you think some of my misplays were too egregious or whatnot. Yeah, just feel free to let me know. And yeah, but please do leave a like. It really helps the algorithm. It helps people, or lets YouTube know that it should suggest my content to other people. And yeah, I would really appreciate that. Also, subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date. I upload every day. This was a late upload, so I apologize for that. But yeah. Yeah, with all that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I apologize for the messiness of this. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.